You get to UCF, you have a nice 3-year run there, the last year being the COVID year, which was just odd for everybody. Tennessee comes open. You had a few people that had some ties to here, like a Brandon Lawson who was in your building. Job comes open, and Danny calls. Kind of take me through what you're thinking at that point. Is this just like, I want to take a look at this? Is this, it's Tennessee, we got to go? All the stuff surrounding all the investigation stuff. Like, what's your thought process as Danny's called and now you're like, right in play there?
Yeah, Tennessee, the brand, the game day experience, the ability to compete at the highest level, all of those things were easy to see and known by me, things that I want to have an opportunity to do. You want to be able to take care of your staff, make sure that your players are having a great experience. We have all the tools and resources to do all of those things, and so now you get a chance to just compete. It was really important to me that leadership was aligned, and I say that meaning that your president, your chancellor, your athletic director, there's a clear vision on what they want, what they expect, and a pathway to help you get to where you want to go. Got a chance to talk to those 3 individuals and was really just blown away by their passion for Tennessee, the people of Tennessee, but their passion for Tennessee football, and how important it was for them to see it be successful and be back on top.
Chancellor Plowman and what Randy Boyd, they're going to give you the best sales pitch. They're trying to get you here. Did it help having Danny, who you had just worked for, as like, okay, you're new to this too. What are you seeing?
Well, I think one of the things that was important to me is just figure out, what the landscape truly was.
Sure.
And so my relationship with Danny allowed me to have great trust, and the things that I was hearing were the actual things that were going on and the truth of where we were at and how we were going to get to where we needed to go. And so the ability to have that relationship with him allowed me to trust everything that I was hearing, believe in the opportunity that was here. And then also, once I took the job, to truly hit the ground running from the first moment. And all of those experiences that we had, both positive and negative, what happens, when a player doesn't do exactly what he's supposed to do, to how we were going to build a program, allowed me to just hit the ground running and hire a great staff and go compete every single day.
All right, you come in, you pull in for the big press conference. Your son, we talked about this back in August. Your son wants to go out on the field and run around, which he does now before every game and catches balls from you. But when that day ended and you kind of walked into what is basically an empty set of offices at that point, your thoughts?
Yeah, there weren't many people around.
What's that feeling like? Because all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to build this thing. I mean, you knew a few guys that were coming with you, but you still had to construct a bunch of others.
Absolutely. Just going back to my son, he was the hardest sales pitch. Daughter was fully in from the moment. My son had a lot of tears there. But once he got off the plane, in the car, and then walked out onto the stadium before I got announced, when he looked around, he was like, all right, this is pretty cool. I'm all in. For me, the opportunity to walk into the building, meet the players, I think that was one of the most important things that I got an opportunity to do right at the beginning. They got a chance for them to get to know me, and with all the things and all the turmoil that they had been through over 2 months, gave them an opportunity to figure out who I was. I talked for maybe 10, 15 minutes, got a chance to introduce my family, but then we just sat there and talked for another hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. Some of those things were really important that they wanted to talk about. Some of them didn't have a whole lot of impact on what we were going to do and who we were going to be, but they were important to them in that moment. And after leaving that, felt like we were going to be able to hit the ground running when we got back to work in a couple of days. Looked around the building. There weren't very many people still left in the building. Had a lot of guys from UCF that I knew were going to make the trip up in the coming days, and then had to go hire the rest of the staff and find the right people. People that are going to be share a vision of who I was and what we wanted to be about in the building. Then we're going to be great teachers, and I absolutely love the staff that get a chance to compete with every day.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video here at Volquest on YouTube, the leading source of University of Tennessee football, basketball, and recruiting. Be sure to check out our latest video right here and our latest live show right above it. All that at Volquest.com and Volquest on YouTube.